You've probably heard the hype about OpenClaw by now, and you might also have seen that the founder has joined OpenAI. Now, if you saw the videos we've made on OpenClaw, you'll know there are a lot of security concerns you need to consider before setting it up. But what are some alternatives you can use to make your day-to-day work life easier? Well, today we're going to show you 3 other tools that increasingly don't require a human in the loop that might just solve some of your biggest work problems. Now, number 1 is Perplexity. Now, we haven't talked about Perplexity much, but you can do some surprisingly complex automations with it. For instance, you can ask it to search for stock information every day and then send that to you as an email. Perplexity also has some connectors and MCP support for software that isn't available through their connector store. So if you already have your MCP set up on your local machine, you can hook them up. Let's try it out to see what I'm talking about. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to add a few connectors. So you can see I've already installed Gmail here, and we can see there's a whole bunch that are available. So there's a Notion one, Jira, Microsoft Teams, and if they're not available, you can actually set up an MCP as well, which is really, really cool. So if we go to my Perplexity app, you can see locally on my machine I'm also connected to my Notion MCP. So if I press sources, you can see here we go, we've got my local MCP server. So I've actually set up a custom MCP server for Notion rather than using their built-in integration, which I think works a bit better. If we go here and we go to tasks, we can actually set up a new task and we can schedule it. So this could actually go out and search the internet for you for any piece of information that you need. So for instance, we could say, I want you to search the internet for the latest AI news and then return that for me. And I only want you to search the Decoder, TechCrunch, and the AI Breakfast newsletter. Turn that for me in a 500-word summary every day. And then what we can do is we can say, okay, do we want to have that sent by email or do we want to have it sent to a push notification? So if you've got the Perplexity app, we'll send it to you as a push. Do we want to use search mode, research, or labs? We can say labs. We can say research, so research is going to be able to do 10 times more the research. So you can see these are my scheduled tasks, and as a pro subscriber you can actually have 10. If you wanted to do something more complicated than that and actually connect them with tasks, I believe you can do that on the web app, so let's try and figure out how we can do that. So this is another cool feature. If you have Perplexity Max, you can actually get it to go away and examine your email inbox for you. But let's just see if we can add shortcuts to connect to them. So let's try prompting it and asking it. So if we want to use, let's say, Gemini 3 Pro, and you want to say, I want you to search YouTube for me and compile a list of new content every day with relevant information and tutorials on how to use AI more effectively. So this could be, let's say for a particular job, let's say for AI more as a marketeer, please return the videos and also summaries of them. And notice we're using Gemini because Gemini is connected to YouTube. YouTube is part of obviously Google's family. And then we can say, can you set this up as a recurring task or shortcut that runs every day? Let's see what it says. And so here we go, it's actually creating the task for us, which is really cool. So if we say create task, sometimes the easiest thing to do, isn't it, is literally just to ask the AI if it could do stuff for you. So now it's done this task for you. We told it to use Gemini. I've set up a daily task for you that will search and summarize the latest AI marketing tutorials on YouTube. It's set for 9 AM local time, and it's going to look for videos uploaded in the past 24 hours. So that's super cool. So we can say, let's run that now, see if it works. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? As you can see, we've got it looks like it's found a whole bunch of really, really good videos. It's revealing even more. I wonder if it's going to return any G-Core videos. Let's see. So yeah, this is pretty amazing. So now we can click here if we want to watch the video, and it's giving us a summary of all these videos. Obviously we could make this more detailed if we wanted to, but it looks like this is the thing that's going to run every single day for us at the time that we've specified, which is really amazing. Perplexity AI is definitely one to consider if you're thinking about how can you create tasks that run like kind of recursively and give you the information that you need every day. Obviously, if we wanted to go further, we could also add connectors as well. So we could say maybe save this to Google Drive for us. Now, number 2 on our list, this is very hot news, but Manus AI have now made their own recursive AI agent with memory, a bit like Claudebot, and it runs in Telegram, but not yet in WhatsApp. This is interesting because remember, Manus is now owned and was bought out by Meta, though they're still waiting on the deal to be approved. So you can use custom skills to equip your assistant with expert knowledge in specific areas. And Manus itself, remember, also lets you connect with various tools and run tasks in the background. You also get some free credits to play with every single day. So let's have a little bit of a play with it as well. Alright, so we're going to leave Perplexity and we're going to go to manus.im, interesting domain name, and you can now see this little logo here from Meta down in the corner, and here we go. It says claim your personalized agent. So it's saying it gives you persistent memory and computer use through custom skills, and it works in Messenger. So to get started with this, you can literally just scan that QR code and then it will take you through to Telegram and it will set it up for you. If you go to Telegram, I've already set mine up, so I don't think you can set it up again. And we go to Manus. You can use this to ask it all kinds of stuff and you can speak to it as well. So we can try again and we can say, can you search YouTube for me to find some videos on, let's see, on how to use Claude Code that are relevant to me as a office worker trying to be more efficient. Let's see what it does. So amazing, should have results for you in about a minute. So while it's doing that, why don't we go back to Manus and see the other things that it can take us on, that you can do on the web. So here we can give it a new task. This was a really good one. So what I asked it to do here is I said, I want you to analyze my emails every day at 1926 and give me a summary of what's in them and any actions that I need to take. Only include emails from the last 2 days. So we could set this up. And of course we want to connect Gmail, so we have. You can even connect Meta Ads Manager in beta now, so isn't that cool? You can see the sort of the Meta purchase in play here, really adding value. And we'll say every day at 11:17 a.m, which is 1 minute from now, give me a summary of what is in them and any action tasks I need to take. Only include emails from the last 2 days. Manus even has skills for us as well, which is really cool. Once we've done this, we can add it in as a skill as well. So it's operating much like Claude does. But the key is, can we have it do this for us regularly every day? And it's immediately gone away and created a Python script for us. So Python scripts are really cool because you can actually get these to run recursively as well. This is something that I think is understated, is even if we're not quite there yet, we're getting some of these tools to run recursively like Clawdbot, we can actually write a Python script and then have that running on our machine locally every single day. So it's written the automation code for us. So isn't this amazing? Now it's set this up as a task and we can say, okay, run this now. So it's found an email from yesterday, it says. It happened to be my birthday. The chances are I perhaps overlooked that because I was busy enjoying myself on my birthday and didn't read my emails on my birthday, so this could come in handy. And yeah, here we go. Here's a summary. It's given me action items. So a podcast I've actually been invited on to told me that's high. Some other things that it's looking at: download some studio files from my G-Core recording. I get an auto reminder from the studio to do that. And then review some security alerts for Google, which is medium. And then it's talking about a new credit card, Amex, a digital card. There's some new feature that they've indicated I should get. And here's a summary. I should check this invitation to the podcast. That was actually rearranged. We were supposed to have it on Sunday, but he got quite sick. Some money that came through for my birthday, and here you can see my birthday wishes from my accountant and from Vietnam Airlines wishing me a happy birthday, which is always nice. And right down at the bottom here, something we're going to talk about in a minute: Anthropic releasing Sonnet 4.6 with a 1 million context window and improved API capability. So how's about that? Amazing. So now we can see this is actually a daily task that we can run, and we can amend this and we can say we can send this to wherever we want. So it might be the case that perhaps I'm not going to open Manus every day. Maybe we want this sent to my email, or maybe we want it as a push notification. Maybe we even want to add it to Notion. So we can say, can you send this as email to me every day in my Gmail? And let's see what it says. Oh, it's made a little bit of an error there. It said it's going to send this report directly to this email address, which is actually the email address of the studio we're in now. So we don't want that, do we? We want it sent to me. So we can say, please change the email address and send it directly to me. And this is my email address. We'll send it to my logins email where I send all my junk and see what it does. So it's updated the email. little bit of a scare there. So you've always got to check this, you know, otherwise I'm sure the studio would get a little bit annoyed with me if every single day they were getting an email from me with an update to all my emails, let alone the security concerns, which we're going to talk a little bit about in a minute. So really cool, definitely worth trying Manus as well. We've kind of forgotten about Manus, it's been on the back burner, but these are some other alternatives that might be a little bit easier to use than Claudebot if you want those kind of reoccurring tasks every day. The final one then, we're going to talk about Claude Cowork browser automation with scheduled tasks. Now, we've talked a lot about Claude Cowork and particularly their tool for Excel spreadsheets, which we demoed a few weeks ago. And of course, they also have a tool for PowerPoint, which is currently only available for Macs and enterprise users. But it's fair to say one thing we haven't spoken about is browser and automation tasks with their shortcut. So to get this set up then, we want to use Google Chrome and download their Claude extension. So I'll show you briefly how to do that, and then we can put it through its paces. And remember, as we just saw, Claude has been upgraded to Sonnet 4.6, which just launched this morning as I was recording this video. So if you don't want to burn through your usage by using Opus 4.6, you can actually use Claude Sonnet 4.6. And remember, that also has the increased context window as well. So then, let's have a look. So first of all, we're going to want to get this shortcut, which is the Claude Code extension, and it opens a little window down here, which is really, really cool. So if we go over to Claude extension, we can see this is what we want to download. It's the official extension from Claude Code, so you want to set this up, and it's also worth setting this up so that it actually runs in your browser bar as well. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that this is kind of sort of lit up blue, so then it will always appear at the top. So whenever you want to use Claude, you can just press this button and open it. So you can see here we've got some shortcuts. I already set up one already, and these operate the same and similar to how Manus AI works, but we can actually use Claude itself. So for this one, I wanted to search the decoder every day and summarize all the top stories in a 500-word document and create a doc for me that I can download. And you can see here you can set the time, and you can also set the model as well. So we'll say docx maybe. I can download, format it nicely, and perhaps you can also attach this document to a daily email for me as well. So this will be really useful, but imagine you are going to work every day and you need to be on top of all the latest information within your domain. You could do this. Perhaps you are managing a team and they're working for you through the night or on different things. You can actually get a daily update in your inbox as to what tasks have been added in your CRM, what to-dos are there to do today, or who's working on what information. So really, really cool. We press save changes, and perhaps what we can do, so we could create another one as well. But what about flights? How about this? Imagine you're booking travel a lot. How about I want to search for, I want a daily update of flight prices so that I always get the best deal to fly from London to Houston, Texas. Give me daily updates on the price, search all the different airlines, tell me direct flights only, tell me all the best available prices with the major airlines. And probably we're going to want to start that from google.com, then send me an email to my Gmail every day with the details. And let's see what it does, and we'll schedule it. I want you to do this daily, 11:30, and we'll use the new Sonnet 4.6. Let's create it, and remember we got to give them HTTP. Probably want to do HTTPS to be secure. And what's cool is we can also teach Sonnet how to do things as well. So if we were to record how it does something, we could actually get it to cross that kind of barrier where it does things. This ran earlier, and this is the Word document that it actually managed to produce for me. I actually saved this straight to my downloads file. So we go to downloads, and you can see this is actually what it managed to produce. So it hasn't quite got the formatting right. I think it made it as a doc rather than a docx. But this appeared in my downloads file, which is really cool. So it's going to do this every single day now. So it's not like I have to go into a system and actually check it. It's just one document that's really there, and I can have this sent to Notion if I want, sent to Jira as a task, whatever I kind of want. We'll wait 2 minutes to see what it does with this daily update of flight prices. Is it going to be able to actually determine which flights it needs to look for? So you can see it's creating a plan. It's pretty cool. It's starting at Google Flights. And this works by taking screenshots, as you can see. So it's pretty much a computer vision. So it's changing the location to London, which is what we want. And there we go, Houston, Texas. And now there are 2 airports in Houston. So I wonder which one it's going to pick. It should really ask us which one. Now I've confused it. You can see here it's actually trying to do the daily task because it's got to 11:30. So that confused it slightly. So we'd set it off on doing its scheduled task while it was trying to actually do the task for us. But one of the things you can do is you can run a task and then you can say, right, okay, we've debugged it, we've taken you through the entire process. Now what I want you to do is actually run this for me every day. But one of the limitations of this is, of course, you have to have Claude open and you have to have the extension open for it to be able to do this. And you can see it's doing this in quite a painful way. In some respects, it's going to the website, taking a screenshot. So for this kind of task, it might not be the best way to do it. Now, this is a little bit troubling because it's telling me that it's booking a flight from London to Houston. I really don't want it to do that. Now, it does appear to have got a bit stuck, and I wonder whether it's got stuck because I haven't given it enough information. I'd kind of not realised there were 2 airports in Houston, whether maybe I needed to give it some more parameters in terms of the dates. Or I wonder whether it's got stuck because we're using Sonnet 4.6 and we're not using Opus 4.6. Maybe we need a more powerful model. No, it doesn't look like Sonnet 4.6 is having the best time. We're trying to give us a custom flight, so we're going to have to abort the mission, I think. Let's also look at Manus. So Manus Agent, remember in Telegram, that has actually come back with some results for us. So they found 8 YouTube videos in Claude Code for office workers to boost efficiency. So this is really cool. You can see the agent working, and look at this download as well. It's giving us a PDF. Isn't that amazing? And remember, we can chat to this via voice as well. So yeah, Manus, I think, is really, really cool. Manus, I think, wins the day here for alternatives to OpenClaw. So then, we can't obviously do a G-Core video and get to the end of the video without pointing out that these tools are great for everyday convenient tasks. But you want to be really careful about using them for sensitive data and information. You've just seen that I was a little bit scared there that Claude was going to go off and book me a flight that I didn't necessarily need. Remember that Claude's browser and compute use tool is, of course, in beta. So if you want to build a company-wide agent, or you want to build a chatbot that has all the company information in it and acts as your brain, we'd highly recommend you setting up an open source model with all of your software fully protected and locked down with one of G-Core's GPUs. So we'll link you to some of G-Core's core products. Their bare metal servers are everywhere, inference in the description below. And if you did find this video helpful, we'd really appreciate it if you gave us a like and a subscribe to help us continue growing the channel. Alright, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.